let's make 2025 amazing. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Lady Nikozawa, and today we're going to be getting into the VTuber Newsy News. But before we do, please make sure to smash subscribe, hit the like, ring the bell, and also just share with your friends. All right, on to our very first piece of news. Guys, we can't start off the 2025 New Year without some NIJI-SISTER news. So just to give you some context of exactly what the situation is, this NIJI-SISTER released a 270 plus page Google Doc calling out anyone who's been critical of NIJISANJI over the last year, 2024. It ranges from YouTubers, including False, myself is even on this document, Kyo, etc., all the way down to people who tweet. So let's kind of get into what this is. All right, so it's posted on the Kurosanji subreddit, posted by Cost Channel, and it says, might be the final bang of NDF in 2024. Someone organized a whole crappy long Google Doc essay about NIJI antis and tried to get any color's attention. So you can see here, I'm sure this is a throwaway handle, and they tagged NIJISANJI World, NIJISANJI App, Any Color Legal, Any Color Inc., so like all of their social media handles. It says, Google Doc I made of all the hateful attacks, slander, threats, etc. towards NIJI livers / fans that I saw take place this year, as well as debunking of certain claims made regarding it. So this is the link to the document. The document has since been privated, so only people with access can read it. So this is just a screenshot of just like the intro part of the document. It says, intro, I decided to put a Google Doc together of pretty much everything hateful, slanderous, and threatening I've seen against the company and the livers this past year. I hope that gathering all this, sending it to Any Color / Covers way, and pointing to others who know of more will finally get them, or at least the ones who refuse to stop taken down. Here is another thread on the topic. This is posted on the Kurosanji subreddit by Liquid Recto, and it says, funny how the NDFs are calling out the quote harassments and quote slanders, and then there's this tweet. Here's the original tweet from the person who is tagging NIJISANJI in the document. And then, of course, a NIJI-SISTER has to reply with this comment. Flourish Melody says, this is why Doki Bird should have tried harder with her attempt. Thousands of NIJI fans wouldn't be harassed if she succeeded. Obviously, probably one of the dumbest comments we've seen on Twitter. This is just alluding to Doki should have exited the planet and then NIJI fans wouldn't be harassed. This is so dumb. Absolutely terrible. VTubing should not be a life-threatening profession. I've said that many times, and I'm very, very clear on that stance. Anyway, so this comment was posted by the OP, Liquid Recto. It says, call that rando tweet or whatever, but it's a solid proof that some of the NDFs are still butthurt about the Selen shock. How long was it again? 11 months? We're going to head over to this thread, and it says, the 270 plus page NIJI hate doc was taken down by the curator because it seemingly didn't have the desired effect. Long story short, these NIJI sisters love to call legitimate discussion drama or make it seem like things have been exaggerated. But let's be clear, no one has exaggerated the words literally coming out of the livers' mouths. If NIJISANJI was a great place to work, how come almost every talent that departs has horror stories of working there? Neither I nor anyone else put the words in those livers' mouths. They said it themselves. I think for the NIJI sisters, it's much easier to point at people who talk about what's happening than look at NIJI and question what they have been doing.
But, you know, what caused me to make these decisions are people that will probably never care and probably don't know anything about me. What I meant for people that will never know my name or what I even do is for the suits upstairs.
Previously, I had a boss, maybe owed me a little bit of money still, but has a yacht.
But another reason I didn't like this person is because there were some stories going around and some things I saw where they behaved weird towards women. Kind of put them in positions to feel guilty or pounce on like newer members that were in the company and that didn't know about this behavior. Like they were not the most healthy when they interacted with women. And I'm gonna be honest about that. I'm not gonna cover it up.
In heaven, there were times when people would give gifts and we were told that we would receive them, and I never received them. And I think about it all the time because I just feel so bad about it.
If I sell like 12 bundles, I will have made the same amount off of merch as I did in my entire heist. So I think we can do that.
Want that. Like, I've been backstabbed by a lot of people. I actually had a huge PTSD of females for a very long time because of what happened. And this happened twice with another girl there, obviously, who was one of Zion's, someone that Zion thought she was very close to as well. And she also got backstabbed after they talked, which was even worse.
But anyway, there is like a lot of stuff. I will put up another statement because I believe there are some lies being told right now, and I have further evidence and proof later on. There will be a future statement being published by me later on that will further support my evidence. There is a lot of slander and a lot of lies going on right now. I'll be publishing a future statement in the future regarding it, which I have evidence and receipts as well as backed up by my lawyer. And regarding a document, there was a signed legal consent between me and the management that it was just going to be between me, my lawyer, and management. But the fact that they released that to others is considered illegal because that was not supposed to be seen by anyone else. I felt like maybe things were turning around or something. I don't know.
Once upon a time, a girl named Bethany was traveling, and Bethany decided to visit a build-in office in which Bethany was working for. During that visit, Bethany was very excited because this is where Bethany is working. Bethany saw on the walls there were a bunch of cool achievements. One of them had Bethany's name on it, and Bethany wanted to take a picture, but no can do. That's okay. That's okay. You know, Bethany understood. Sometimes privacy is a very big thing. And Bethany made a joke about jokingly being like, you know, the hand gesture where you like, oh, shh, yoink. You know what I mean? So Bethany made a joke being like, ooh, shh, yoink, like that, and like laughing about it. And then Bethany got scolded for making a distasteful joke. Now, why are you for real scolding Bethany for making what is clearly a joke? Did you take it seriously? Did you really think Bethany would do that? And the scolded was, we will kick you out of the building, scold. And Bethany, that hurt Bethany's feelings.
All I wanted was my own little space where I could thrive, my own little plot of land that I could harvest, my own little like farm that I could just go to every night and farm and have a good time with my momos. And I felt like I could never, ever have that if I stayed. I felt like I was always going to be one bad joke away from getting canceled forever.
This is a publicly traded company, so they are open to public scrutiny, especially if, like I mentioned, a lot of livers did not have a good time when they left this company. So something has to change fundamentally at the company, but they refuse. So this is why we talk about it. So anyways, long story short, first NIJI-SANJI drama of the year. You know NIJI at this point. Okay, on to our next piece of newsy news. This is Yagoo, and Yagoo is the Cover Corp CEO, and Yagoo has posted a statement on his Twitter/X account. So here is the statement. It is translated in English. Yagoo says, "Happy New Year, everyone. With the new year comes an excellent time for reflection and new resolutions. Cover's goal is to create a future where VTubing becomes a recognized and established profession. Last year, we were able to see our VTubers grow even further through exciting opportunities in mainstream media, such as appearing on TV programs. Thanks to these experiences, we've attracted many talented people to join our company over time. On the other hand, we faced challenges last year in various aspects that raised fan concerns. We realized that we've grown too fast for the initial operations and structure we established several years ago, which has caused inefficiencies within the company. Presently, we are working hard to make changes to our organizational structure and create a system that provides a more sustainable environment for our talents, creators, employees, and staff to work together with a shared vision towards the future. We realize that some of these changes will take steps and time, and they may continue to worry our fans. But we are urgently committed to creating an optimal and enriching environment that everyone is proud to support. We are actively hiring to improve and reach our goals. So if you're interested in working with us, please apply through the link below." I will say it's a pretty good statement because he's not like, yeah, 2024 was all sunshine and rainbows. He's like, yeah, you know, we had a bit of a struggle in that year. They did lose a lot of people. Fauna, Chloe, Ame, Aqua, A-Chan, and Mel, that was everyone who left in 2024. These people had been at HOLOLIVE for some time, especially A-Chan. A-Chan was involved with actually like starting HOLOLIVE. A lot of powerhouse talent, unfortunately, left. So let's see what some of the people on Reddit got to say here. So the OP says, "What I like most about this message is the acknowledgement that 2024 became a worrisome one for fans, and that their expansion caused a lot of issues, even if it's not the same kind as NIJISANJI Accelerate. Hoping 2025 becomes better in this regard." Guillotine says, "Notice how he mentioned talent first and not investor. big difference, right? I mean, like, HOLOLIVE hasn't had a good year in 2024 and definitely made some questionable decisions, including their neglect to pay artists that they rely on for models, the non-ideal situations for VTubers, and limiting their creativity. However, they have had goodwill of the community and their willingness to acknowledge their mistakes to do better, and that puts them on a higher tier than places like NIJISANJI. They definitely feel a little bit more fan and talent focused, more than shareholder focus, and that's a really big deal, right? Because like at the end of the day, you're an entertainment company and you're there to entertain the fans, so they should be your top priority. Yagoo is absolutely doing the right thing, being like, yo, you know, we effed up a little in 2024. We're hoping to make strides this year. And he even acknowledges like, hey, we have to do even more changes that might continue to worry people. But, you know, hey, if you want to come work with us, here's the link, right? This is what you want. You want like a quote unquote down to earth CEO. All right, on to our next piece of newsy news. This is Neuro-SAMA. And Neuro-SAMA is an independent English-speaking VTuber who streams on Twitch. It says her most remarkable feature is that she is not a human streamer herself, but rather artificial intelligence. Her manager, who is a turtle, his name is Vedal. Vedal is essentially the puppeteer of Neuro-SAMA, but Neuro-SAMA is an AI VTuber. Okay, so why are we talking about Neuro-SAMA? Well, guys, Neuro-SAMA hit an amazing milestone. So this is posted on Dextero on X, and it says AI-powered VTuber Neuro-SAMA has smashed the record for biggest hype train of all time on Twitch. It says she completed hype train level 110 with 84,904 subscriptions and 1,201,225 bits gifted to her creator Vedal. So the Lazy Ninja 22 says, honest question, no hate whatsoever. I see a lot of dislike towards AI artists and the like, but nothing but support towards AI VTuber Nero. Let's see what some of the people on Reddit got to say. ECB says, there's actually a fair bit of debate within Nero community, especially around AI-generated fan art. And Vedal specifically avoided talking about AI-generated artwork when asked. That being said, the only generative AI that Neuro-SAMA uses is text generation, which isn't nearly as controversial as image generation. There is still some potential ethical questions about what training data Vedal used to make her. Ella Podia says Neuro isn't claiming to be real / as valid as a real streamer for one. She effectively just a personalized chat box with text-to-speech functionality tied to a VTubing avatar. So she's not stealing in the same manner as AI artists when they create drawings or videos. Another important part of Neuro's stream is that they're usually collabs where her programmer interacts with her. So the stream focus is actually on the programmer. It's interesting seeing him fiddle or interact with the AI. You can tell she's his pet project and he's pretty charismatic in general, so he creates good streaming content that way. Solo Neuro streams are actually significantly less interesting and coherent, and you can see the AI just kind of devolve into nonsense when there isn't a real person present carrying the stream. I can see the point that they're trying to make, that is mostly you're watching Vedal more than Neuro-SAMA, right? Okay, on to our next piece of newsy news. So this was NIJISANJI Countdown Live 2024 to 2025. It was kind of like a New Year's thing. Obviously, it is over because it is January 2nd, but there was some gripes about this particular event. So let's take a look. This is posted on the Kyoto-Sanji subreddit, posted by Liquid Recto. It says, so, ... apparently some JP fans were not really happy about paying a large amount of money just to see pre-recorded live. Oof, NIJISANJI Countdown. Yeah, I'd be pretty peeved too. Okay, so let's see here. There's just some screenshots here. And it says, I was at the NIJISANJI Countdown Live. I got the feeling they couldn't hear the voices of the people at the venue, and I wish they'd told me beforehand if it was going to be recorded. Even though it was a live performance, they showed a pre-recorded video, which made me feel like I was watching a broadcast for 14,000 yen. So essentially, for around 140-ish bucks, they just went to a pre-recorded show. I would be pretty peeved too. This is the next tweet here. It says, I thought that VTuber live shows were based on trust due to the nature of being VTubers. I'm sorry if you saw the countdown, but I can't trust NIJISANJI. They're making a fool of the fans who paid for tickets and spent their precious time to come to the venue to celebrate the new year. Yeah, no, I have to agree. And then this tweet says, the theory that NIJISANJI's Countdown Live was almost all recorded is pretty amazing. In that case, the audience must be sad that their idol wasn't there. But what's even more painful is that they're hiding it in a weird way and acting like the countdown is happening in real time. And then this one says, when I saw the white guy at the front of the NIJISANJI countdown in real time, I wondered what he was doing. But I think he was probably disappointed because he went all the way to Osaka to spend New Year's with his idol. But the live streamer wasn't there and the concert was just recorded. I thought this when I saw his tweet. And then this says, doesn't the NIJISANJI Countdown Live website state that it includes a live broadcast and recording tentative? Doesn't that violate the Premiums and Misleading Representations Act? Whoa. Just one thing. I saw a tweet that seemed to be contemplating too much about the NIJISANJI Countdown Live. You can imagine how you would feel if you bought a 14,000 yen ticket thinking it was a live concert and you would be able to spend New Year's with your favorite idol, only to find out what you saw was pre-recorded video. And this says, the NIJISANJI Countdown Live was really good, but it was probably an in-studio and not on site. It looked like it was recorded on top of that. Not everyone was there during the countdown. Did I pay 15,000 yen for a live stream? LOL. Why don't they just do a live stream at the same time in reserved venues all over the country? I should have watched the stream free. I couldn't buy any NIJISANJI goods either. And that's a missed opportunity. Like, come on, you don't even have merch available? NIJISANJI management is so stupid. They don't even notice anything strange about showing a recording or live broadcast to fans who paid the 15,000 yen ticket price and other expenses to go to the live show. The meaning of a live show is completely different from a paid countdown live show. So you can see, like, a lot of people are super angry. I've been disappointed with NIJISANJI's Countdown Live. They're making a fool of the consumers. Last time, Sanbaka, Mifune, and Fuwa performed solo. They were there and they performed properly. The previous live performances were also great because the artists were there and the enthusiasm was conveyed. But this time, it's not like that. It's really disappointing. Yeah, I mean, I'd be disappointed too because it's like, if it wasn't alive, I could have just watched it at home. Like, yeah, a lot of people had to take time out of their day, had to go, book hotels, had to travel to where the venue was. Like, yeah, that's kind of shitty. So let's see what some of the people are saying on Reddit. Dastardly Ridley says, laughing my fucking ass off. Not even 1 week into 2025, and NIJI is trying to piss off the JP fan base. Hot Dog says, 14,000 yen. Think about that. I can get day 1 and day 2 of HoloFest 2025 together for 3,000 yen cheaper. WTF? The OP Liquid Recto says, so many posts that I suggest you guys put NIJISANJI Countdown Live, this is what the Japanese symbols are for that, in your search bar and give it a go. The price of the ticket was 14,300 yen, and people would have to fly to Osaka to see the live. Anyways, long story short, people are pretty peeved about that, and to be fair, I don't really blame them. It's, yeah, another L when it comes to NIJISANJI. That was not cool, wasting everyone's money and everyone's time. All right, on to our next piece of news. This is NEXAS, and as we know, NEXAS is a defunct agency. But this was the VTuber agency that was focusing on the academia, like the quote-unquote My Hero Academia style of the cream rises to the top. On December 9th, NEXAS announced its closure, scheduled for January 31st. So they are closing as of the end of this month. And talents were offered the option to retain their IPs and continue as independent VTubers. Okay. So why are we talking about NEXAS, right? So here is the CEO from NEXAS. Their name is Harry. If you go back to read their previous tweets, they're definitely very passionate. So let's read what this says. So Harry says, although I have made the decision to close the V agency business and pivot, I would like to put together a summary somewhere once all the retrospective work is done. We are already working on a variety of exciting projects and are making good preparations for next year. There are many opportunities that won't come unless we let go of existing things. And this month, I realized that I need to speed up my turnover and not cling to businesses that aren't growing. And then there's like a fire emoji. So I would say that this is pretty gross. As one of the talents, I'm sure you feel like garbage just to be like, this isn't making me money. You're going into the trash can. Because I don't know if you guys remember, but NEXAS was one of the agencies that their wave 1 was around 30-ish people, which was huge at the time. I don't think any other agency has ever released that many people all in one wave. But yeah, it just, I don't know. I feel like as the talent, I would feel pretty not great about this. Okay, so this is Harry continuing in a different post. Harry says, Happy New Year! Reflecting on 2024, I'm overwhelmed with gratitude for the incredible milestones achieved by NEXAS talents and the unwavering support from our community. You've made this past year truly unforgettable. Thank you so much. As we enter January, the final month of NEXAS as a VTuber Academy, I encourage our talents to embrace this time and prepare for the next chapters of your journeys. To our supporters, thank you for being part of the story. Let's celebrate this final chapter together with unforgettable memories. After January, NEXAS will transform into something new, ... Stay tuned for the exciting evolution, winky face. Looking ahead, my company for creators is launching bold new projects. This year, we are more committed than ever to building a global hub that bridges creators, fans, and opportunities, especially within the anime industry. Wishing you all a year of creativity, growth, and happiness. Thank you for your continued support and Happy New Year. And then it says, I visited a temple in Japan to make wishes for everyone's success in 2025. Let's make this a year to remember. So, oh man, thanks a lot, Harry, for visiting a temple. Yeah, I'm feeling really good about it. I don't know. Something about this CEO. I understand that in business, a lot of times people have failed businesses before they have success, right? The thing is, if you fail by yourself, then that's fine. But when you take other people down with you, that's where it gets kind of shitty. You know, it feels kind of like all the VTubers that were part of NEXAS were fodder for his business cannon. I mean, obviously, it sucks when an agency closes down. But the fact that his agency seemed, from the outside, really toxic. It seemed like a really aggressive place to work. Anyways, long story short, if you are a fan of NEXAS talents, please make sure to go follow them on their social medias and all that stuff, just because they will be transitioning out as of January 31st. Okay, on to our next piece of newsy news. This is CREON, and CREON is your vampire queen seeking blood. Okay, so why are we talking about CREON? Well, CREON had some really strange thing happen to her on Twitch, and this is something I haven't really seen from other creators. So let's take a look here. So CREON says, WTF, literally in the middle of my stream, and my account gets taken down for having a sexual username. WTF is sexual about CREON Twitch support. So then here's the actual screenshot. It says, your account requires a username reset. You must create a new username before regaining access to your account. If you believe this is an error, you may request the appeal here. Appeals can be requested for username resets issued within the last 180 days. Username is CREON. Doesn't seem very usual to me. I don't really fully understand. You're like, okay, maybe the word CREON. What does the word CREON mean? Obviously, it's got to be something sinister and sexy, right? So if you Google CREON is a pancreatic enzyme. So you're like, okay, that's... Man, that is the least sexy thing that like, what the heck? Like, CREON is like nothing. I mean, okay, let's look up American Dictionary. Maybe a CREON is a stupid, weird guy who accidentally creates high-quality memes. What does that even mean? Even on Urban Dictionary, that's not even something that's like super sinister. It's very bizarre. So CREON says, I'm so upset they take my name, they admit they effed up, but then they won't fix a mistake and I get punished. This is unjust Twitch support. So you're like, what? Okay. Somehow CREON was able to get a hold of someone in Twitch. She says, hello, I'm hoping you can help me. Hi, Maeve here. I'd be happy to help you today. My screen username was CREON. It got wrongly taken down for being sexual. I appealed it. The appeal was approved, but now I can't change my username back for 2 months. Can you please change it back for me? Fair request. Maeve says, I understand you'd like to change your username. It's like, oh, we're already dealing with AI probably at this point. And then CREON says, back to what it was before I was wrongfully forced to change it. And then Maeve says, unfortunately, we are unable to manually change your username for you. However, you should be able to change your username through the steps below. And then obviously, CREON says, I tried to change it. It says you can't change it for 2 months. And then Maeve says, please keep in mind that username updates can only be performed once every 60 days, and the support team is unable to acquire a specific username for you that is already associated with another account. Furthermore, inactive usernames will be recycled periodically and made available for new users in batches. We are unable to provide a time frame for when the name will be recycled either. If you have not already, please read over our username, rename, and recycling policies here. CREON says, that's BS. Escalate this. Get it fixed. I shouldn't be punished because Twitch messed up. And then Maeve says, unfortunately, Twitch support is unable to facilitate a manual name change, as we do not release usernames upon request. And then CREON says, that is not fair. I was falsely reported. To which Maeve replies, furthermore, we cannot discuss the activity of specific accounts and whether they can be reclaimed as per our privacy policy. I apologize for the inconvenience. And then, of course, CREON says, you got my name taken away because of false stuff, and now I'm being punished. I want to talk to your manager. And Maeve says, I'm unable to provide any further assistance with this particular issue. Please accept my apologies. If you have any questions or concerns, be sure to let me know. Otherwise, I will be closing this ticket. CREON says, wow, this is so unfair. You're punishing the innocent. And then Maeve says, I understand your concern, but I am unable to assist you further. Sorry for the inconvenience. It's so weird. It's so bizarre. I've never seen anything quite like this. This is absolutely ridiculous. So then CREON continues to say, I physically feel sick to my stomach, and I have to go 6 months to be me again. So you're telling me that if I was hacked, you'd fix it. If I was a partner, you'd fix it. But because you messed up, I can get f***ed. So you can, you just won't. Please help me, Twitch. There's a screenshot of Twitch's website. I no longer want my new name. Can I change it back? For non-partnered accounts, this is BS, by the way. It's like, if you're not making us money, we don't care. It's like, you're a dick. For non-partnered accounts, if you change your username and would like to change it back, unfortunately, we cannot facilitate this. You can change your name again in 60 days, but your original name will not become available again for at least 180 days. For partnered accounts, as stated above, Twitch support can assist you once with changing your username. This one-time benefit can be used to change your username back to the one you previously had. And this is for suspensions and compromise. My account was hacked and my username was changed without my consent. Can you help me? To prevent future compromise, if Twitch support can confirm your account to have been compromised, an attempt will be made to restore your username to before the compromise occurred after your account has been recovered. So this is just ridiculous. So please go support CREON because like this is not okay what's happening with them. This is like a non-issue that unfortunately Twitch just goofed up. So like if there are any VTubers who are in that VTuber program on Twitch, now would be a good time for you to lend a hand here to your fellow VTuber because this is something that needs to get sorted. This is something that needs to get solved. CREON in no way did anything bad. So if there's anyone in that creator group that watches my videos, please go help out CREON because they don't deserve this treatment. All right, on to our next piece of newsy news. This is Petrie. So Petrie is the person who runs the Small VTuber Awards. So it looks like we finally have a date and time for the Hidden Gems VTuber Awards. So this is posted on X, and Petrie says, Hidden Gems Small VTuber Awards 2024. Through huge delays and hiccups, I'm relieved to announce the Small VTuber Awards will be on Saturday, January 25th, 7 p.m. GMT or 2 p.m. EST. Please keep an eye out for ways you can be featured in the next few days. Petrie says, to recap, here are our finalists. We even got some of our friends here, which is super exciting. We have Goblin Fia here, and then we even have our friend Tina here under first-person shooter VTuber, which is super exciting. Anyways, make sure to carve out some time in your calendar for Saturday, January 25th to watch the Hidden Gems Small VTuber Awards. Okay, on to our next piece of newsy news. This is BONDLIVE. We talked about BONDLIVE in our last video and how a bunch of VTubers did a mass exodus right before the end of the year. This is just a quick little update. This is from AJ Shell. AJ says, in this thread, I'm going to list the indie accounts of every graduated BONDLIVE EN IRM talent. I'm only going to share accounts that have made it clear they don't mind being found. If you don't want to be on this list, let me know and I can remove you. So AJ says, first off, Prin Lollipop is now Cineblaze. Then Keika Fujikawa has become Neymera. And then it says, and then AJ says, she said so herself. I don't think there's any doubt that she wants us to find her. Amanagawa Yuvia is now Melona VT. And then we have Ophelia Breyer is now Aofi VT. And then AJ says Ring Su, who is Suzu Kitibuni, is now Louis Lou VT. She quote retweeted her own graduation announcement and is hoping that people will find her. Then we have Stryfost is now Mori Bound CL. He has retweeted stuff from both accounts on the other. AJ says by her own admission, Fugi Futomaki is now Momo Mamiya. Miami Akime was able to keep her IP, although she couldn't keep the model, which is obviously very frustrating. So yes, if you are fans of BONDLIVE talents, please go check out AJ's thread. I'm sure AJ will be updating it as more information is made available. But yeah, go support your Oshis here, okay? And that's it. That's the end of the VTuber Newsy News. However, I do have someone for the VTuber Spotlight. This is Felly. Felly is a rad 90s media VTuber with hints of 80s and the 2000s included. So this is Felly on Blue Sky, and this is Felly on Twitch. So make sure to go follow them if you are into that 90s, 80s, 2000s vibes. All right, thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Happy 2025. Hopefully this year is going to be the best year for VTubing. Let me know in the comments below what you are hoping for in this year. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I love you all. Take care. Mwah! Bye-bye.